Hello my dear friends, today I'm actually going to kind of narrate a what I eat in a day / in general. It started out as a regular what I eat in a day, so I filmed my entire day at first, and then I decided to film a few more meals like a couple of days after that. These days, since like the past 2 weeks at least, or 3 weeks, I've been drinking matcha in the morning, but I make it in a way that's not traditional. I don't make like the ceremonial matcha. I got this like culinary grade organic matcha powder from Costco. It was just cost effective. I mean, matcha is really expensive. So yeah, I got it because I really wanted to make like a mix with, you know, plant milk. So then I add the hot water and plant milk mixture, and then I have this matcha bamboo whisk that I use. You make some W or M motions, not circles. Then I just enjoy it with my partner Gabriel. I actually love making it for both of us. So I wake up, I make it for both of us, and then we sit together in the morning. Either like silently, we talk, we sometimes put on some classical music or something like that. You know, just a nice relaxing morning. Gab is usually a little bit more, you know, sleepy than I am at first, but then, you know, especially with the matcha. So then for breakfast, I usually have oatmeal, but on that day, we decided we would make a vegan brunch. So we start by removing all of the water from the tofu. So you cut them into squares, you put them on the pan, and you just let them kind of become golden brown. So that means that a lot of the water evaporated. And then you kind of tear them apart, you know, with your own fingers so that it looks, I don't want to say it like that, but it looks like scrambled eggs, you know? So that's why it's called scrambled tofu. So it's because it doesn't have like a regular shape. And you saute it with olive oil, turmeric, salt, and then you can add the veggies that you want, like tomato, diced tomato, red onion, garlic, spinach. I love organic spinach these days. I have it so often. And then you just butter up some toast and you serve it with some avocado slices, some lime. It is delicious. I'm going to tell you, it's one of my favorite things to eat. It's so filling, so nutritious, so delicious. It is lunchtime and I'm making cauliflower wings, like buffalo cauliflower wings. They are oven baked and it's served with a ranch dipping sauce. I've shared this before on my Instagram. It's this picture right here. So if you saw that picture when I posted it, you know that it was one of the best things I've ever tasted. And now I'm making it for a second time. Here I'm just chopping up some cauliflower, and meanwhile I'm just making, it's kind of like the batter that you're gonna dip the cauliflower in. It has flour and other like spices, and you just dip them all into this batter, put them on the baking sheet, and you put them in the oven. And then I'm making the ranch dip. It's made with cashews and dill. There's this buffalo sauce that you're gonna dip them a second time in before baking them a second time. So this one is made with tomato sauce, smoked paprika. Yeah, we added a little bit of chipotle pepper. In the recipe it says cayenne, but I like the taste of chipotle better. And yeah, and then we simply enjoyed it. I'm going to admit, I don't know why, it wasn't as good looking as the first time I made it. So yeah, but it was still nonetheless, you know, very, very good. Especially dipped in that ranch dressing. Oh my gosh. After lunch, around like 2 p.m., I usually have some tea. I made this organic roasted dandelion root tea by Traditional Medicinals. It's so good, and I really like the detoxifying kind of aspects of it. It's really good for your liver, and it's good for digestion. There is pleasure in the pathless woods. All right, so for dinner, I like to make something really light, easy to digest, nutritious, but yeah, not too many ingredients. And in Ayurveda, they actually say that that's the best thing to do. For this beet soup, I'm boiling some beets and potatoes, and then I'm sauteing the same kinds of veggies in any soup, you know, onion, celery, garlic. I actually decided I would add some carrots to the beets, and then I added everything together. So you kind of let it simmer so that all of the nice flavors soak in together. Yeah, and then I just mixed it in batches in the blender, but I wish I had a hand mixer, but I don't have one in this apartment. A nice, beautiful, bright colored soup, super good for you. I like having it with some bread, garlic and vegan butter with some dill on it. That is such a good combination, especially with soup. And then at night, I made some mint tea. I always have mint tea in the evening. Usually this one by Stash. I like this one, the super mint. It's like wild mint. Okay, this is actually another meal that I made that I really wanted to share with you. It's stuffed acorn squash. Inside there's a mixture of lentils and mushrooms with some really, really nice herbs. So you start by roasting your acorns. This is a recipe that I will link down below also. It's by Laura Miller. You cook some lentils and then you get some beautiful herbs. You get some sage, rosemary, and thyme. Some fresh herbs, of course, because that'll add such a beautiful, more complex flavor. Once the lentils are cooked, you get some coconut oil and you saute some, in the recipe it says shallots, but I actually only had some, I don't know what it's called, but it's those really big, you know, green onions. Do you know what I mean? In French, it's poireaux. I don't know. I don't remember it in English right now. And you also add all the herbs, pepper, salt, garlic, and then you are supposed to have a lot of wild mushrooms like shiitake and things like that. I had like 3 regular brown cremini mushrooms. So once you've mixed all of the lentils and sauteed mushrooms with herbs and onion and garlic, you're supposed to add tamari and balsamic vinegar. And then you just take out your roasted acorn squashes and you fill them up like it's like little bowls. You just fill them up with the lentil mixture. I also decided I would make a cranberry sauce. So it's very simple. It's just cranberries cooked with coconut sugar, water, and then I added a little bit of orange oil. Orange essence was a really nice combination of flavors. I highly recommend this recipe. Okay, here's another meal that we made. Oh, we were really craving some like fettuccine, you know, pasta. So we just sauteed some king oyster mushrooms with spinach, onion, garlic, in olive oil. And those king oyster mushrooms, oh my gosh, if you've never had them, I cut them lengthwise, and then once you bite into them, it's like super like chewy, and I don't want to say meaty, but you know what I mean. So yeah, that was a really amazing meal. We had some vegan Parmesan. I haven't bought this in like 5 years. I used to love it, and then I completely stopped because I wanted to just have nutritional yeast, you know, something that's fully healthy. But when I saw this the other day, I was like, you know what, let's just get it this once. And this is the last little meal that I want to show you. Yeah, by the way, I put way too much oil and I ended up having a headache afterwards. I don't know why I put so much oil. So it's simply some oven-baked asparagus with salt and pepper, and then some pierogies that we get at Whole Foods. These pierogies are so good. If you don't know what pierogies are, usually there's some potatoes or cheese or things like that inside, and it's pasta. This one is vegan, of course. It's pasta, and inside it's like potatoes and herbs and garlic. And it's so flavorful, you wouldn't believe it. But yeah, I put way too much oil in there and I regretted it right after. I took a long walk after and it felt better. And I forgot to show you that I usually have something sweet around 2 or 3 p.m. and it's the best time to have something like that. You kind of isolate it from the other meals. You don't have it right after a really healthy meal. Otherwise, even if it's super natural, like not even refined sugar, it will have a sort of fermentation reaction with your meal. So even if you had the best healthy meal like this acorn squash that I had, if I have my healthy carrot cake right after, it will ferment, and then of course bloating, gas, you know, all of that stuff. So I definitely try to wait at least an hour. It's really hard, but I try to wait at least an hour, usually 2 hours, before I have something sweet. I have it with some tea. This carrot cake is my favorite recipe by Chocolate Covered Katie. I will also link it down below. So yeah, that is it. That was all of the meals I wanted to show you. I could have kept going. I mean, I always have these amazing meals that I want to share with you. So maybe it gave you some ideas, and maybe now you have a better idea of what vegans eat. I know that some people have no idea. They're like, what the hell do vegans eat? Do they eat like grass and carrots all the time? No. I eat pasta, I eat pizza, I can make burgers, I make tacos a lot, by the way. I make tacos at least once a week, like from scratch, Mexico style. Lots of veggies. I eat really healthy. When I don't eat healthy, like that oily asparagus and pierogies, I don't feel good. And then my body kind of records that feeling, and then that's why I don't crave it later. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.